Can y'all hear me? Can y'all hear me? Please give me some thumbs up if you can hear me. Hit that like button if you can. If you can. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Y'all can hear me? All right, all right. Let me holler at y'all. What it do, Club Blue? What it do? Hey, Karen J. Hey, Chanel Lewis. Hey, Hunty. Hey, Bev Davis. Hey, Flawless. It's on my Instagram. Can you give me a follow? Yes, ma'am. Um, let's see. Hey, I am Queen. Hey, I am Queen. Who else got it? What's up, Danny? What's up, Wings? What's up, Karen? Oh, Karen, I got you again. Okay, this is not clickbait. I am not fin to read a transcript. Nope, that's not what I'm fixing to do. I'm just going to read a piece of it. They're not even on this date yet, right? So, what I'm going to do, but I found something that was in this transcript at the beginning that straight up alarmed me, right? Um, I just can't believe this. And it came from this sector. It's just so alarming, right? So shout out to everybody that's reading the transcripts. I think people are on August the 30th, right? Atmos did a reading today. Sylvia and her channel did a reenactment today, and all the YouTubers that are doing their updates, however they do them. So that's Hollywood, that's Yellow Michelle over there on Deboski's, that's Dottie and Sylvia, that's Nobody's Anything, that's a viewpoint from Tracy, whoever Diva reads. Diva does a bit of everything. Just Jazz. Who else? Spitting Fire, and everybody else. You know what I'm saying? Everybody else. So shout out to all those people. I will continue to shout those people out because, like I said, I like to get all the pieces right so I can get a good idea. Um, I am so alarmed and shocked. I couldn't believe this when I read this in this that days that was on September the 1st. Like I said, I'm not, I don't read the transcripts over here. I'm not going to say in the future that I won't. I probably would do it as some type of recap, as some way of trying to break down something, try to get to something, trying to figure it out. You know how we do. We get it from the mud. I think that's Pooh Shiesty. I think that's Pooh Shiesty. So that is what we do. As always, y'all make sure y'all drop y'all links, y'all, to whatever you're doing, your business stuff or whatever. I don't mind all the time. I'm not going to remember to do that, just like I'm not going to always remember to run this banner for Janine and Larry. I always keep Janine and Larry in mind. If you can, you don't have to give me anything. If you can, just give it to Janine or Larry. I say first give it to Janine. Larry just gonna have to, figure it out. I love you, Larry, but that's the truth. All right. What just to okay, so yesterday, right, I think it was an emotional day for everyone, especially the victims and survivors of abuse, right? People experience abuse in different kinds of ways. Abuse is never okay, no matter if it's mental, physically, or sexually, right? And a lot of powerful testimonies and stories came out of yesterday's just the whole thing. Me myself, the reason why I let people, talk and get it out and yell it out and this, that, and the third, whatever, and go back and forth and cuss each other out. One, because I'm hoping that it stays online. That's number one. But two, I hope that it does get to some type of conclusion. Some, maybe just a lot of times people are not being heard. People just not being heard. People want to be heard. So I know sometimes y'all be like, push them along, mute them, this, that, and the third. I can kind of I can kind of gauge when, we're just gonna go around in circles or whatever. And usually, if I listen long enough, I can kind of ask a question to make them focus in another direction. To to get more to a resolution or a conclusion or something. And a lot of times, just agreeing to disagree is a conclusion. Not ever dealing with each other, that's a conclusion. And that it doesn't always have to end up with an apology, a heartfelt story, an explanation, none of that, a hug and kiss, none of that. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times, just agreeing to you do you, I do you, me, and that's it. That'll be fine. You know what I'm saying? So, and due to my history of, you get me one time, I'm probably not fucking with you ever again. And my throwaway policy, get your ass on. I'll never deal with you again. Only in public, it's face to face, for real. That I'm saying, I ain't got to talk to you. You ain't got to talk to me. That's usually how I like to deal with things, right? Not saying that's the best. That's just my preferred method because, I shit. I don't be want to hate nobody, all that kind of bullshit. So, but anyway, so with that being said, so when we were live yesterday, and you sitting, doing that testing for Club Blue, and let me say one real quick thing about Club Blue. It's not a team. It's not a membership, so to speak. It's a club, right? You don't just because you blow over here, you don't have to be blow over there. That's not anything like that. It's not, repping your territory. If you can, that's fine. I appreciate it. I think that's cute. But you could be, shit. I don't know why there's no rules or regulations around here where you can't do, whatever, participate however you want to participate. So that's just not what it is. There's no membership fee or none of that, type of shit. I don't have nothing against it, but that's just not what we're doing. We as you could tell, I like to be different. I like to do things both efficient and effective, and it's always about the quality, not the quantity. You have to start from somewhere, and I mean, so it's always in development, the things that I do. Um, and I always like to share whatever is positive that's working in my life or working with a lot of development things I've done with other people, classes, companies, stuff like that. I can kind of put it together, and I'll always share. As that costs nothing to me. I mean, nothing. So, but yeah, I say that because I know teams and groups and cliques and all that bullshit. That's real, solid around here. Whatever. I'm just telling you, that's not what this Club Blue is about. It's really about a mindset, and again, it's about running your life like a business, right? So, anyway, so we were live, and and that live kind of started because of what I had observed over there on Sky Life's channel, and when she had that panel, right? That me not being a victim of sexual abuse, and my childhood would be the closest thing to me not being a victim of sexual abuse. It triggered me, right? And I felt some kind of way because I just didn't like what I saw, how I felt, whatever. I'm not, Sky, I fuck with you, but some of your thought process. I don't fuck with. I mean, that's just the easiest way to say it. I wholeheartedly understand about the blocking shit and whatever. I call it punk blocking. That's just what I call it. So that's why I have my stance on about blocking and shit like that. But that has nothing to. But you got to understand that when you say that these people are using R. Kelly as the face of their abuser, you don't know how, and I'm just going to say it how I say it, how ignorant and borderline illiterate that sounds. That sounds crazy as hell. You do know that uh, most of these people, majority of these people, experienced that abuse before R. Kelly even became a subject and became a defendant in his cases. So you can't say that they're using him and his face and whatever he represents and the sex and all of that as a representation of their abuser. That doesn't sound right. It makes absolutely no sense when y'all say that. I think you're a smart enough girl to find something else, some other way to put that. You know, I expect Shina to say some shit like that, but you not so much from you. That doesn't make no goddamn sense, and it's highly offensive. So, and it's just what it is. It's just what it is. So I don't. I mean, I'm not nobody's y'all mom or nothing. That's not what I'm trying to be. I ain't trying to tell you what to say or whatever. I just think, when you are going back and forth, you got an issue with someone that may be handicapped, this, that, and the third, whatever, to hit them on their handicap. That just shows that you aren't smart enough to find something else to argue with them about. I done got into it with all these motherfuckers. And not yet, not one time have I said anything about nobody's handicap and shit like that. No, that's just crazy. So, I'm just saying it I just don't want you to be another low belly ass caterpillar. So I expect, I mean, that's why it was just kind of shocking to see. Not, I mean, and they were up there. And I don't know if I can't say that you were laughing and victim shaming and victim bashing. I can't say that you were actually doing that. I'm saying, but I did hear laughing and I did hear an exchange with them that constitutes as victim shaming and victim bashing. So that's my issue with that. So I did, I did catch your live. So that's just what it is. I mean, just because I fuck with you, well, that don't mean I'm agree with everything you say or back your ass up or whatever, and vice versa. I don't, I'm an only child. I don't do teams and shit like that. So, so I understand when you say you are alone and whatever. I'm definitely alone. You know what I'm saying? I don't pick teams and shit. I pick people. I'm starting to try to pick the best ones I can find around here. Shit. Maybe they ass and hopes they ass can elevate me, to be better than I can be or better than I am right now. Shit. Hell. Because if you pick low motherfuckers and your ass is on the decline, or just sailing straight through, and you just keep dealing with low motherfuckers, they gonna pull you goddamn down. So, I just try to do better and surround myself with better and shit and all of that. I mean, that's to me why choose the opposite. Don't make no goddamn sense. So, but that's just what I want to say about that, because I did, hear your live in its entirety. So, but there's no back and forth or whatever. And of course, you're always welcome over here, and I hope I'm still welcome over there. But that's my feelings, and I'll make it be known. All right, so let's get to this shit here. Oh Lord, I was hoping it wasn't so. Apparently, all the commotion that's been going on and all the shit that's been going on outside of the actual. Oh, let me correct something. Oh, before I get on. Okay. Remember they asked me that question about will they be able to show the like child pornography or pornography itself, whatever, to like the overflow room, or you know, people that's in the few people in the courtroom, and the overflow room is an extension of the courtroom, right? So to speak. All right, so let me give a clarification to that, because I thought he was a little uh, off with that, but I asked him again. So they can show it. However, if it's evidence and stuff that's like up under protective order or things of that nature, most likely will just be shown to the jury. If if it could be shown to the courtroom itself, the defense can make, or what other side can make an objection to it, and you know and at that time the judge will decide whether or not to show it to the jury only, or however, so which, in other words, they may not be able to show it to the courtroom. So it may be just be able to be shown to the jury. So I just want to make sure I get that correction out there. So it all depends, right? It all depends on the piece of evidence and if there's an objection to it. And so to it may be those objections may fly more if it's some type of evidence that was under a protection order. So I want to get that straight. All right, let's see. Well, I'm trying to tell you, when you do this shit straight out in real time, right off the real hell, you'll forget shit. So sorry if I'm mumbling, bumbling, and going back and forth. Cause a lot of shit, most of this stuff be first read for me. So I just look at the title sometime and just. But I was able to look at a little bit of this when I got this today. Um. So all of these antics and shit, like I said, it's so embarrassing, because it's coming from motherfuckers that you are YouTube buddies with, or YouTubers with, or however you say it. It's a shame that it. I mean, if I'm not mistaken, 100% of the outside antics and shit like that have occurred have been by people we know, people that we have a YouTube ship with. I can't make this shit up. And I didn't know, and maybe maybe y'all know, because y'all keep up with this stuff a lot better than I do. But maybe y'all knew that it reached the court. But let me tell you what. So I'm gonna read this. I'm not reading this no transcripts. That's not what I'm doing. Okay, I'm gonna read this part about this, what happened, what was said in court. All right, so I'm gonna read this. This is fucking embarrassing. Hold on for a minute. Let me get it. Make it large. Hold on, y'all. Where is it? Hold on, I'm trying to find it. What happened to it? All right, let me stop sharing it because I can't fucking find it. Hold on. All right, let me find it again. Hold on. Okay, there we go. All right. Now this is on 9-1, right? So I can skip all that. All right, let's go. All right. So the prosecutor says, Your Honor, there is one thing I wanted to bring to the court's attention. The judge says, okay. Prosecutor, what is Shahada says, it's come to the government's attention that in the overflow room there have been throughout the trial audible negative reactions to testimony and including yesterday. And that yesterday at the end of the trial day, the father of the witness who was testifying was leaving with another family member, a nephew or a cousin, I'm not sure, that an individual, as they were leaving, told the father, called the witness a stupid bitch. And so I just wanted to bring it to the court's attention. The government, and I am sure the defense would agree, have used the overflow room as an extension of this courtroom. And if the court would be willing to remind people in the courtroom, in the room, that the same decorum that's required in this physical courtroom is also what's proper in the overflow room. The judge says, well, that is true. You can lose your permission to be in the overflow room if you do not treat other people with respect and act like you are in a courthouse. So the extent that is happening, it has to stop. Anything that the defense wants to say about that, Attorney Canick says no. And the court says, all right, anything else before we get the witness? Okay, let's see. Okay, so it reads on a little bit. Like I said, I just read a little bit of it, so I didn't read this far. I just wanted to see how far it went down and then it not getting, directly into the heart of the transcript. It says, the court says, all right, anything else before we get the witness? All right. I take it somebody brought that to the attention of the court security officers or the marshals. Miss Shahada. Yes, I believe so. The court or the judge. I also just have to say their job is hard enough. If people cannot behave with respect and decorum in the courtroom, we will see that they do not come in anymore. So, and just let me take that down. Like, are you kidding me? So it done reached, what I'm trying to say is, it has reached the goddamn judge. What? I didn't know that. Let me know if y'all knew that. Did y'all know that? Did y'all know that? That it reached the judge? That's crazy as hell. Like, are you serious? So you knew, I didn't know it. I didn't know it. I mean, I'm like, it's in the transcript that they are acting a fool. That means the judge knows about it. That's crazy. Like, right, you can't. And that is so alarming. It's like, y'all need to chill out before your asses be up there in New York. Don't waste all that money, whether you borrowed, begged, or goddamn paid the bill yourself, and you're gonna be shit out of luck. All y'all gonna be outside drawing on the motherfucking ground and shit like that. I mean, come on. Like, come the hell on. I can't believe, I was like, are you serious? I couldn't believe it, right? Could not believe that shit. But yeah, that's what's happening. That is so weird. So I mean, y'all got to be mindful of that shit. Let me see what my topics were. So, I got the recap. Next time I gotta remember to write this shit down. I'm coming out. Who's winning? Okay, so that was crazy as hell. I couldn't believe that shit. Right, right. Star News. Thank you. Oh, thank you, Diva Time. Thank you so much. Yep, spamming will get you. We'll get you blocked. But yeah, thank you for putting it up there. Let me highlight that. So it says infamous Sylvia channel for transcript reading. Hear for yourself what's happening on both sides, right? And that's always usually at the top of it. I always um shout her out, her and Dottie and everybody else. Right. Yeah, I heard that's who it was. Yeah. So I'm just saying, but it has been more than, just her who have been involved in some type of, you know, situation that's going on. Even with that situation with Debowski or what have you. I fucks with Debowski. He shares my shit out. I share his shit out or whatever. And that's not the reason why I mess with him or what have you. But I've been messing with him, and we've had, an issue here and there, what have you. And I really wish that him and Randall would fix that shit because I see that as a real fixable thing. You know what I'm saying? I see it as just a real fixable shit. That's he don't have to go after her like that. Apparently, I don't even know what the reason why now. I mean, what the fuck for now? You know what I'm saying? And say those things. So, but I wish he would, not do that. Being that T Baby used to be over there, with her all the time or what have you. So, and I mean, to me, you want to take as many enemies off your list as possible, or motherfuckers you into it with. And that to me is a simple, solution. I believe that if he wouldn't, say anything about her, or fuck with her, or whatever, I believe that she would, do the same. I don't even know if they even know what the issue is. He used to go over there on her channel, all the time. So I don't know what that is, but like a lot of times people don't see what transpire until a person retaliates, right? I'm very frank with my shit. I believe wholeheartedly in revenge, and believe wholeheartedly in retaliation. Wholeheartedly, right? So, but and a lot of times, then when they see you doing that, people be like, oh, especially if then you do it on the magnitude of the shit you do it on, and you be like, hey, you have to tell the person that started with you, don't bring a goddamn knife to a gunfight. That's just crazy. So a lot of people did not see that situation what transpired with Debo, right? And I'm not taking up for Debo and this and third. Do I know he run his mouth and be doing all kind of disrespectful shit? Yeah, he's very disrespectful, right? But sometimes, although it's you got to look at the entire situation. I get that. I understand that. But then you also got to think about when you pick your battles. Pick and choose your battle. Everybody's supposed to be focused on who they're actually defending, whether they're defending R. Kelly or they defending the accusers and the witnesses, right? There's a time and there's a place. also you got to keep in mind that you don't want to just bring people, everybody into shit. It's certain things where it's gonna cause everybody to jump in it. A lot of times there's a lot of cowards around here where they just can't do shit by themselves. They wait till they get the gang up. I get it, I just don't respect it. And it is what it is. So when people saw, like, some people just saw like the last little part of Debo at the restaurant, right? And that was just one video. He had two prior videos earlier that day where they started fucking with him earlier on an earlier video. And they was following him. And as you could tell, they followed him to the restaurant because he was there when they came in. So they followed him. What you supposed to do? He had every right to respond. He had every right to record their ass or whatever. So, but none of that should have taken place on both. I mean, he was walking down one of the videos, not the last one, but one of the videos, he was even walking down the street and motherfuckers was following him. Like, what the fuck is going on? You know, I mean, and whether you, like I said, it's going to be some times, a lot of times where I'm going to say that a person that I do not motherfucking like, but that person was right. And there's going to be a time when I say, well, a person that I absolutely like, that person was wrong. Because, I mean, I try to pick the right, you know, or just shut the fuck up. So, you can't antagonize people. You know, you can't go and have police reports on people and shit and then go start shit with them. I don't even know. I swear, I have never seen so much shit like this in my life. I don't know how this even occurs. I mean, a lot of punk ass shit. Like, shit I never even thought about. You know, like, huh? And I be sitting there like, I'm a girl. And I be like, I'm tougher than some of you goddamn men, and I'm a girl. I don't get it. So, I mean, that just fucking around, you know, just trying to, and this is crazy. Now, you think that you're gonna be on the right side of the situation where you're gonna go get the police report or however, then antagonize somebody, poke at the bear, fuck with them, this, that, and the third. When he retaliate, when the people come, you think that you're gonna be the one that just get off with you know, walk away free because you got a police report? You know, around here, I keep saying you got to do punk ass shit to punk ass people. A punk ass action, you know, deserves a punk ass reaction. He should have went and got some motherfucking police reports. Then when the police come after y'all done got bloody and muddy all in the motherfucking streets, then the police gonna take either both of you motherfuckers to jail or none of you got them to jail, and you just gonna get away with the warrant. Cause that's stupid. He was very calm. Because I can tell you, you're not gonna follow me around like that and keep fucking with me. Nah, that ain't gonna work out. Not only am I gonna cut off them EBT cards and get them off the street, I'm gonna fuck you up. Shit, wait a minute. Oh, wait a minute. Oh God. Not only I'm gonna get them goddamn EBT cards off the street, that goddamn fucking tax refund is coming off the street. Everybody in the household, nothing. Call the IRS and see when you can expect it. Goddamn. Oh God, ain't that terrible? Oh Lord Jesus. telling y'all. I have done it all, honey. Don't fuck with me. Shit, hell. But that is so. I mean, I don't know what people want, how they wanted him to respond. It's one guy, right? It's one dude, okay, and they got all these. I mean, these people coming after him or whatever. Like, god damn, like I just, I don't know. That ain't my fight or whatever. I'm just telling you what I saw, and I saw him actually not doing right. He did. I'm looking at him and not really doing nothing for them to be harassing them and bothering them. I wasn't seeing anything like that. So hey, it is what it is, right? Shit. And Debo, I know you don't want to be playing the police game and shit like that, but apparently these hardcore internet thugs don't mind playing that game. So you just gonna, I mean, it punk ass goddamn actions get punk ass reactions. I don't know what to tell you, but that's just how it is. I don't know. But I was watching the videos and that's what I saw happen. So now I'm looking, I mean, Monday, more people gonna be down there. Is that gonna hit the goddamn news too? Is it gonna hit the courtroom? Yeah, they need, I mean, instead of, they need to bring R. Kelly out there at least to the goddamn door so he can have a word with his fans or whatever. Like, you remember when Malcolm X had them people in the street in that movie and he pointed his finger and shit? Well, let him point his finger and something like that instead of having them sitting up there in the goddamn courtroom playing a magical missing flute and shit and bopping his head to the motherfucking son. Go out there and tell them goddamn people to calm down, for y'all ass being here with me. That's what you need to go out there to the door and tell them, R. Kelly. Shit. Hell, bring him to the door or something, to the window, so they can see his face or something. Shit, tell him to calm down. Can't believe this shit. I can't believe it. So anyway, I want to I got some of the resources that I'm going to use tonight, but I want to do a recap on what we just based on the transcript readings that we've heard on August the 30th, right? I think that everybody's still on August the 30th. So a defense, well, the attorneys on both sides, right? But I must be mainly on the defense side. He is supposed to, R. Kelly's defense attorney, is supposed to cause confusion, be manipulative, use someone's testimony against them, give his client the proper instructions, place blame on everybody except his client, and based on certain defenses. So if you want R. Kelly in jail, for a very long time, you're probably not going to like his representation. And I said this before the trial, I think right when the trial started. He's going to do some things that you're not going to like. You're not going to understand them, but you're definitely not going to like them. And at the same time, if push comes to shove, he also got to keep in mind he got to play for an appeal. Sometimes it may require them to act like they don't know nothing about the law. Like they just got their license. There's a whole bunch of trickery. And I said a while before the trial started that this is going to be a strategy forward as defense. Why? Because not really knowing, what will become evidence, what have you. There's there's no way to make that evidence disappear. You can't, as a defense attorney, and you got a mountain of evidence over there, can't keep pointing to the evidence, talking about the evidence, making the evidence stand out, this, that, and the third, because you're painting a picture to the jury that a crime did occur, and most likely you got the right person. So they're gonna find that person guilty. That's why you see attorneys, with raising severance as a possibility or whatever to get their clients out from all of that evidence at one time that could be taken to be prejudicial, or getting rid of, severing the ties with their co-defenders or co-conspirators or what have you. So you're just not going to like it. That just is what it is. So, you know, but yeah, appeals are a gamble too, but you still want to see if you can get your client, if you feel for sure pretty good that he's going to be convicted, you still want to set him up for a reason to have an appeal. You want to leave him with that option, or his ass will be there for a long time. So I have a couple articles, just two, that I want to look at as a recap, because I didn't do I haven't done like a case watch, you know what I'm saying, where I be looking at the articles and reading them and checking on court TV and what have you in about 2 weeks. So just want to look at these two articles real quick. Let me see. If y'all got time, I got time. Look at this article. And of course, this is going to be a review or repeat for y'all. This is going to be a first read for me. All right. So let's see what we have. Y'all good for me to look at these articles? Y'all straight? Y'all let me know. Let me know if y'all okay for me to look at these two articles real quick with you. All right, thank you. Let me see. And we read. Okay. It says witness says R. Kelly kept her locked up before sex assault. And that came out on September the 9th. All right, it says she was an unsuspecting radio station intern in 2003 when she pursued what she thought would be a career-making interview with R&B superstar R. Kelly. Instead, she had a horrific experience while locked in a darkened room for days. She now testified years later in a lurid detail. She said she still lives with a strong belief she was drugged and violated by Kelly while she was unconscious. I was sexually assaulted, the woman told jurors on Thursday at Kelly's sex trafficking trial. It wasn't something I invited. The witness, who testified without using her real name, became the latest in a string of accusers to take the witness stand against Kelly since the trial began in New York City on August 18th. Kelly, 54, has repeatedly denied accusations that he led a criminal enterprise that sexually exploited women, girls, and even boys during a 30-year career highlighted by his anthem, I Believe I Can Fly. His lawyers have portrayed his accusers as groupies who are lying about their relationship with him. publicly recounting her experience with Kelly for the first time. The former radio intern said she was a 21-year-old single mother from Salt Lake City when she got up the nerve to approach Kelly's entourage about an interview. It would have been my very first huge celebrity interview, said the witness, now 39. I thought it would kickstart my career. She was invited to fly to Chicago and meet Kelly at his Chocolate Factory music studio, all paid for by the Grammy winning recording artist. There, she was greeted by someone who made her sign a non-disclosure agreement demanding personal information about her family and surprised her by asking if she needed protection, specifically a condom, she testified. No, I'm not here for that, she responded. She was told to wait alone for Kelly in a windowless room. When she tried to step out, she discovered that the door was locked from the outside and that after banging on the door with no response, she needed permission from Kelly to go to the bathroom or anywhere else, she said. I was scared. I was ashamed. I was embarrassed, she said. The witness claimed 2 days passed before she was finally given something to eat, Chinese takeout and a soda. After only a few bites and sips from her meal, she passed out on a couch, she said. She awoke to find that someone had taken off all her clothes and felt wet stuff between her legs and on her thighs, she said. She also spotted Kelly in the corner pulling up his pants, she said, making clear to her he had assaulted her. Kelly left the room saying he would be back soon, she said, the last time she saw him. What felt like another few days had passed before she was given a flight home, she said. Wow. She said on the way out of the studio, an employee warned her to keep her mouth shut about what had happened. The way it was put, don't fuck with Mr. Kelly. She took it as a potential threat against her child and family. As he has with other accusers, defense attorney Deborah Canick pressed the witness on why it took several years for her to come forward with her accusations. He noted, too, her admission that she had a cell phone when she alleged she was locked in the room. Did you call 911 after you were raped, according to you? You didn't call 911. Devereaux asked on cross examination. That's correct, she responded. Another woman who testified on Thursday was someone who appeared on a sequel to a widely watched documentary series, Surviving R. Kelly, that portrayed him as a sexual predator. She has described having a tumultuous relationship with him, but hasn't accused him of any crimes. The government instead was seeking to use her to corroborate testimony from other accusers that Kelly used spankings and other discipline to make women he was allegedly exploiting stay in line over months or years. It was fun in the beginning, she said, her time with him. However, she said it later became controlling. Wow. Okay, so I believe, I'm coming around on the screen. I believe that's one of the testimonies where I think it's kind of split that people may or may not believe it. I would have asked the same question. I mean, just as someone just in passing, like, you didn't call 911, why you waited so long for your accusation, for you to come up and tell, your stories and what have you. And I know a lot of people, and this is true in this case, they make it seem like people are doing this for some type of financial gain and this, that, and third, or whatever. And I'm not saying that um not true. What I'm saying is that's not true of everybody, you know. And I'm not saying he's innocent of guilt. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm trying to point out is that these the people, the accuser, victims, and the I'm sorry, accuser witnesses and the witnesses, they went looking for, they didn't go, the prosecution, they didn't go looking for the prosecution. The prosecution kind of, I mean, it kind of, they married itself, what I'm trying to say, right? They didn't, the prosecution more or less went to search for these people. They put out that called for accusers, right? A lot of people took the stand and say that they didn't want to testify. So keeping quiet was beneficial, not only when it came to, in some cases, financial, the people that sign NDAs or whatever, but to stay out of the spotlight, to not be a victim of victim blaming or victim shaming and shit like that. Like I said, I don't believe anyone is telling 100%, the truth on either side. But I don't believe that people like voluntarily sign up to do this shit to come to court. I don't think nobody would sign up to come to court because the prosecution ain't paying them people nothing to have their lives ripped apart. Again, I'm not saying that they're telling the truth. I'm not saying none of that. I'm just saying that we just have to watch sometimes how we categorize people, and I mean, the majority of this shit is just unbelievable, and especially who the person that they claim that's doing this stuff, right? But it's some strange shit has happened. So I just don't think that I mean, I can look at it a bunch of different ways, but that is one of the stories that I would question a lot, because if you had a phone, you could have called somebody, and if anything else, you could at least use your phone as a weapon and knock somebody in the head and start running out that goddamn house, or was start just running like Angela Bassett did when she was portraying Tina Turner when she was trying to get the hell away from Ike. Just running. Hell. So another thing that we can gather, as we are putting shit together, and I'll talk about this more, but I'll talk about that all together. Never mind. Let me get to this other article, and then I can tell y'all what I'm talking about. Hold on. Let's see. This is another article. I just looked at the title and I said, okay, this looks interesting. It says that. Hold on. It said R. Kelly reprimanded his assistant for letting his live-in girlfriend escape his home. She testified in court. Like, what the hell? All right, let me read this one. This was on September 10th. It says a longtime assistant to R. Kelly testified Friday that he once confronted her about letting one of his living girlfriends escape his home in Georgia. Diana Copeland, who worked for Kelly on and off from 2004 to 2018, told the jury in the singer's alleged sex crimes trial that one day she was present when one of his girlfriends, Anna, was angry after an apparent argument with him and left with bags. Copeland said she did nothing to stop her from leaving. A few days later, Kelly took Copeland to a park in Chicago to talk to her about the incident, she said in court. Another coworker had called him and said, "I let Anna escape," she said. Copeland said in her testimony that Kelly's use of the word escape made her upset because at the time there were words swirling in the media about his treatment of women. Kelly, whose real name is Robert Sylvester Kelly, is on trial for federal court in Brooklyn on charges of running a criminal enterprise where his employees recruited women and girls for the singer to have sex with and abuse. Kelly has pleaded not guilty to the charges. Prior to Copeland being called to the stand on Friday, a witness identified as Anna had testified about her time in a relationship with Kelly. Anna had testified that Kelly had taken her on shopping sprees, brought her gifts, and threw her parties while they dated, but that he also beat her when she broke one of his controlling rules. Copeland testified that when Anna left, Kelly was disappointed with her for not stopping the woman. He said, "I should have just let Lily handle it." Huh? Wait a minute. Huh? Lily? Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Hold on for a minute. Wait a minute. Okay. He said, "I should have just let Lily handle it." Copeland recalled that, wait a minute. Copeland recalled Kelly referring to another assistant. Several witnesses, including some of Kelly's accusers, have testified that Copeland was one they would have to contact if they need to use a restroom or book travel to see the art. Wait a minute, y'all. Oh, hold on. You know I get shook up. Hold on. Let me get some water. Lily, what is going on? Oh my God. What? Lily. Oh. Mm-mm. Ooh, let me drink this some water. Wait a minute now. Let me reread that a little bit. Several witnesses, including some of Kelly's accusers, have testified that Copeland was the one they would have to contact if they needed to use a restroom or book travel to see the artist. She confirmed those were part of her duties at his executive office assistant. I'm sorry, y'all. I get shit. I get knocked over. Wait a minute. She confirmed those were part of her duties as his executive assistant. She said that while she worked for him, women stayed in his various homes, offices, and studios, but were confined to the rooms they were assigned to. They were not free to roam the house, she said. It was also part of Copeland's job to take the women to go shopping, to the nail salon, or to get a massage. While they were out, she noticed the girlfriends would not interact with men other than Kelly, who they called Daddy, and go as far as turning away. Y'all, wait a minute. Let me gather myself. Oh, I'm sorry. This is choppy. God damn. Lily. It was also part of Copeland's job to take the women to go shopping, to the nail salon, or to get a massage. While they were out, she noticed the girlfriends would not interact with men other than Kelly, who they called Daddy, and go as far as turning away from a male salesperson if he asked them if they needed his assistant. She testified. Well, it should have been his assistants. She would often speak to male clerks on their behalf. Kelly docked his workers' pay if they broke a rule. Copeland was one of several former employees to Kelly who has testified that the singer would fine them by docking money from their paycheck if they broke one of his rules. Copeland said it happened to her several times, including once when she was told to find Kelly a rare puppy, but it took her too long to do so. Another time, Kelly found Copeland when she made an appointment for his live-in girlfriends to go to the nail salon, and it turned out that there was a man working at the business. Kelly didn't want the women to visit businesses or ride in Ubers with men, she testified. Copeland said that she found out from Kelly's accountant that she had been fined and why. Prosecution will continue to question Copeland on Monday. Ooh, shit. Ooh, I'm coming back around on the front. Where it's safe at. Hold on, y'all. Ooh, let me drink this other water. Lily. I mean, right, I am Queen Newton. Every time some shit finna go down, she is in the damn hospital. She's sick. She on life support. Every goddamn thing. After one or two times, that's why I started making a joke. I said that's the only person I know, and your ass know that I'm been on life support about 5 times and still here to tell a story about it. What hospital you going to? Shit. Hell. I mean, tell us how they returning your motherfucking brain function and shit, your lungs and organs and all that, because you got to do more than CPR to get your ass back going. Your ass keep being on goddamn CPR. Yeah. Oh, damn. I'm going to start pre-reading this shit. Because, that shit be taking me out. And everybody be around here talking, I ain't testifying. I ain't got nothing to do. I ain't in this. I ain't doing this. And names keep coming up over and over again and shit. The fuck is going on? She's supposed to be sick now. And, the person that portrays to be her niece or whatever be running into my TT and all this with my TT and all. Fuck that shit. And every time you turn around, Lily. Hell, is she that goddamn sick? Uh, uh, shit. Is she the goddamn the person that's in control or whatever? Hell, somebody, whoever is in there that's bucking authority or whatever, y'all want to get by. Y'all need to learn how to bust Lily in her motherfucking ass. Shit, hell, that fuck that's going on with that shit. Kick the shit out of motherfucking ass. What the hell? Damn. Have me turn around. My TT, my TT and shit. Goddamn TT is full of shit. You run up them goddamn hospital bills with that bullshit. I'm always talking. Oh, she on license. Come on, keep praying for Lily. My ass. I'm pretty sure Lily could pray for herself. I'm pretty sure she's somewhere sitting up in the goddamn corner some goddamn well, wishing she was on life support. The fuck is going on with this? That's the craziest shit I ever seen in my life. Damn. So let me eat one of these damn now later. Shit is crazy around here. What was my other thing? Oh. So listen, y'all. Tired of hearing that name. I'm sorry, I had to have me a moment. Tired of hearing that shit. TT. Who the hell is that girl be rolling around here in these streets? Be always talking about my TT. Who the hell is that? See, I'm telling you some one thing y'all notice, right? Ain't too many people come over here with that bullshit over here with us. They don't come over. They don't click this link with that bullshit. All them lies and shit like that, because they know. Come on with it. I'm going to get your ass in motherfucking real time. See, nobody looks at that little credential video down there. Nobody looks at those awards and that paperwork. Nobody pays attention to that shit. You can come up there with all them motherfucking lies. We're gonna have a problem. Yeah. You can't sell me on none of that shit. I'm gonna cross you up. Because you're an amateur. You're gonna get fucked up. Like, stop. But nobody comes on me and talk to us about shit, baby. Hey, nobody interviews with us about a motherfucking thing. Hey, and that's how I'm gonna keep it. Don't come over here insulting our intelligence with that bullshit. You gonna come on in here with the truth or something sound like it. Can't be no bullshit. Yeah. No, she's sick again. She's sick again. You see that girl right here talking about her TT? What is your TT? Can't even understand it. I can't even understand it. So, honey, we're gonna move right along to something else because I've been went off on the deep end with that. I just don't get it. So anyway, next thing I want to talk about is we are still going to figure out who's winning, right? So hopefully this week I'll be able to do like more of the courtroom watch. I'll try to jump in somewhere between between Hollywood and Dottie and Sylvia, somewhere in between that. Maybe Debowski, whatever. Maybe I'll try to get in somewhere so we could do like court watch and kind of see what's going on and what have you, right? Because we need to get the full picture of what's going on. And a lot of times when people are given what happened inside the court, it's pretty much kind of detailed, regardless if you like the person that's delivering it or not. It's pretty much detailed. And sometimes you just got to remove the antics sometimes and the extra or whatever, but you can get through it because you could tell if a person how they reporting it and what they're saying or whatever. You can kind of tell what if they missing something, if they remixing it, they putting it together, they lying and shit like that. I would never tell you to go listen to somebody that I wouldn't listen to or believe not one too much of nothing that what they say. At least between a couple of people, you would kind of get a up to date story. For those that can't wait, like me, I'm kind of impatient, right? I don't need the only people I need pretty much is y'all. You know what I'm saying, or whatever. I don't really have to go get anybody to the code shit and to break it down and all that type of shit. I just need people that have the articles or y'all know what you're listening for and which I'm going to go into tonight, and that type of stuff, right? I don't need too much of that, and then everybody's reading the transcript, so I don't have to do that, and they're doing a good job putting that together. So hey, I'm there for all of it. So, but now we're gonna do this R. Kelly exercise. Of course, I'm not gonna start tonight, right? But we got a little bit of time. I'll make sure to start this second one this week. But I'm going to email. If y'all can email me, if y'all want to email me individually, I can email you guys the resources. If not, I'm going to definitely send it to Karen J. Valencia. Who else is on there? But definitely those two, and they can get it out to you, right? Because what we're going to do, we're going to, of course, get it out the mud, right? Because we still got questions. I still have questions. I'm not trying to beat a dead horse, but the question is still out there about the videos, and we want to call them visual depictions. Let's give them its right name, right? And when I was listening to the reenactment on Sylvia's channel earlier, I saw where they were introducing evidence while the witness was still on the stand. And they were visual depictions. So, and I think I listened to two of her lives. So it was I don't know if it was the one today or the one prior to, but they were introducing that stuff while those people were still on the stand, which is really how it's supposed to go. Unless they're doing something different, okay? Um, you know, because like I said, that person is supposed to say that's that's him, that's me. We're doing this. Somebody's taking a picture, blah 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 blah. Then a technician, can come in. If the defense is disputing the authentication or anything like that, disputing that it's original evidence, they're gonna go back and forth with that with experts or whatever. But I'm not ruling out that they won't present it before the defense get their turn, right? I'm just saying that's not how it goes normally. But hey, so when you guys are listening to the transcripts, when you're listening to the up-to-date accounts of what's going on in the courthouse, and when we read those articles, with the articles you don't get much of the defense side. With the updates, you're getting a good portion of the defense side because most of the people that's giving that information are pro Kelly supporters. So I mean, sir, are R. Kelly supporters. And of course, you're getting both sides on the transcript. When you're listening to those things, you still want to know who's winning, right? And you try to decide that by first you got to know, well, what's the defense is going to be? You got to figure out the defense, right? So when you're listening to those methods of information that we're getting, right? Pay attention to the defense cross-examination. And I mean, y'all can get this on a replay if y'all want to get a pen or whatever. You can write this down, but it'll be very brief. But these are some things that you want to listen, regardless if you're in the bushes or whatever. This is some things that you want to listen. Make your time count, right? Just don't be sitting there listening for no purpose, Because that way, when we come together and we talk about this stuff, y'all be able to feed me some stuff, and then we can be able to figure it out. When you're listening to the defense, especially when they get up to give their side of it, but when they are cross-examining someone, listen for stuff that may indicate these words, right? Because keep in mind now, the evidence, and specifically those visual depictions, it's going to come in two ways, right? It's going to come in one as circumstantial evidence, meaning it's not a visual depiction or anything like that. It's a suggestion that a crime happened, that evidence did exist or does exist, just not in present form right there in the courtroom. Or it's going to come in as direct evidence, meaning something that links them directly to the crime, which is the actual visual depiction. It's going to come in one of two ways. Both ways are evidence. Both ways are admissible. Or most likely ruled to be admissible by the judge. Let me say that. So, just because you don't see a visual depiction, someone says a visual depiction exists or existed, is the same as evidence. It's just circumstantial evidence. So when you're listening to see, and especially when it comes down, and I would say do it by witness, right? To see if that witness tilted the favor in to the prosecution or to the defense. But listen to these things on cross, right? Something that sounds like this. Something that sounds like the defense attorney said would suggest that R. Kelly didn't do it. That's number one. Number two, someone else did it. Number three, it's someone else's fault that it happened. Number four, his rights was violated. So therefore, you know, it happened, but his rights was violated, so it vacated. So, you know, everything should be, you know, nil and, you know, no harm, no foul. Five, he couldn't have done it. Maybe he was on tour at the date they said the crime, you know, occurred. Um, 6, they lied. You know, they lied. All right, so those are some things you need to listen out to. I'll go through them real quick. Something like he didn't do it, someone else did it, it's someone else's fault, his rights was violated, he couldn't have done it, they lied. You also need to listen out for listen to see if the defense attorney challenged that it didn't happen. Because if he don't challenge that it didn't happen, he's actually saying it did happen, and here's why, which leads to that justification defense that I keep telling y'all about. The excuse, remember? It's also referred to, also known as an exculpatory defense. And an excuse defense places the spotlight more on the defendant rather than the evidence itself. So if you're listening and you're listening to those transcripts, or if you're going back in your head or whatever, I'll try to scan the stuff that they've read so far to see what the defense did with each witness, and I'll see if I can get a list to get us caught up on that, since I'm kind of going back, right? But you want to know, hey, if they're if the witness tilting it to the left or the right, who's in favor, who's winning, what he's most likely going to be convicted of, what he's going to be found guilty of, what's a toss up. We get it out the mud this way. Hey, and we'll learn, you'll know how to do this, going forward. So And it's not that hard. You're just listening for these things, right? Among other things that could jump out to you. But if they're not challenging that something didn't happen, they're actually saying it did. Because see, and I hate to say this, but based on that cross-examination of Lewis, they are suggesting that R. Kelly is bisexual. Now, that's hard to hear. That's hard for me to say. They are suggesting that. That combined with those questions appearing on that jury questionnaire is voir dire if you're looking in it, looking at it, looking for it in Pacer. Based on them putting those questions on there, I'm not saying that the at some point the attorneys won't challenge that, maybe the indication that R. Kelly is bisexual. If Lewis is off the stand now, I mean, he can be recalled, whatever. But if they didn't challenge it then they're probably saying that, okay, R. Kelly is bisexual. I'm just saying. So we want to listen. We want to listen for that. So keep in mind, just because that there may not be, visual depictions for, and I'm just saying, this is what was going on with the charges and what was in the Uncharged Act for Jane Doe number 2, 4, and 5, doesn't mean that the circumstantial evidence, which is it's been alleged that it did exist or it does exist, won't be considered. So no, of course, direct evidence is the best evidence, right? Because that links a person to the crime. That's a direct link. And there's no circumstantial evidence. That's not no hearsay or anything like that. We kind of went over hearsay the other day. Hearsay, it means that the person who actually said it isn't in the courtroom, to be cross-examined or to be observed for being credible, right? As well as hearsay can't be used to prove that something is true, just only that something was said. And hearsay is inadmissible unless it is ruled in by an exception. So take the word hearsay out. Okay, we deal with facts, right? So just keep all that in mind. So when we do that actual exercise, trying to see if the prosecution is proving have they proved their case, right? Charge by charge. And I gave you an example, think of the first 8, and the other charges, I think, is a replica of that first 8. We're gonna need that jury instruction, that resource from me for the exercise, part 2, the exercise number 2. And we're also going to need the jury questionnaire. If you have Pacer, is under voir dire, right? VOIRDO, DIRE. I'm going to email them to, I know Karen and Who else? Valencia. So I'm going to email those resources to y'all, and that way we can one see who's who says what, right? Who's winning? Who's proving the case? Also, number two, we're going to verify that defensive strategy. Like I said, I'm pretty sure the main strategy is the excuse. But you might see a little bit of that diminished capacity in there. Speaking of his mentality, right? You can also, looks like we're seeing, what else? What else is he doing? We're seeing him blame what happened, which falls upon the excuse umbrella, blaming everything that happened or whatever on other people. Like I said, that can backfire because someone's gonna be like, everybody lied over 30 years. And this is not gonna be complicated. This is actually gonna be fun and fact finding. For anybody that's into fact finding, um, those those are the assignments that I like to see the outcome. When you get them back, when I get them back from my students. And it was so funny today when we were talking. We were over on the Truth channel, and they were saying, I didn't know it. No one remembered when I came up here with my students, right? Right? I didn't even know no one remembered that. And we largely used to be over on Levi's, right? I mean, we were in phases and Dr. Well, no, I think they had gone back. We got time down to Dr. Rogers, but by the time she started going live, we used to be on Dana's a little bit in the chat, Dr. Rice, and Levi had shouted the students out. But that was, I only mentioned this shit that was going on to when I saw, because it got out of hand quick. I was so happy that, hey, they went on. I don't even know if any of them still follows this shit. I just hope they don't tell, my present day class that, hell, I am down here cussing and fussing and fighting and shooting shit. And shit, right? So, but if so, they would have been or told me, hey, Miss Angie, you know, you was down there cutting the food. So yeah, so and then Tears had said she remembered that from back, and I was like, oh wow, that's crazy. So that was a flashback. You know, one thing about Oko be up on everything. Oko's and the people that's associated with them are, they be up on Oko. They don't miss shit. They have it down. So yeah. So I will make sure I send those resources to those people. If you want to email me directly, I can send it to you directly. But this way, you'll start training yourself to look for the facts, no matter who's delivering it, delivering whatever whatever vehicle they're gonna use to give you the information, right? You're gonna train yourself to look for the facts. It's not that hard. Just look for that thing that sticks out. Like when he had when Kanek has those people on the stand, we can get a preview of during his cross examination, and then when they get up to bat, we're gonna tell a lot about which way they're going. You just listen to the stuff. I didn't hear, maybe I missed it, but when Sylvia and them got real far, got pretty deep down into that cross examination with Lewis, and I didn't hear them say deny that anything happened. My guess would be that there's some type of text message or some kind of communication. If I'm not mistaken, that is what they have. Some type of communication that shows that a sexual relationship existed between R. Kelly and Lewis. They could get up there and say, the defense can say, well, yeah, that text message came from R. Kelly's phone and stuff like that, but somebody was using his phone, whatever. That will fall flat because I believe that there is a more than 1 year, they probably won't use that because there's more than a year involved. So somebody was using his phone for 8 years, it's logic. So yeah. But yeah, we get it out the mud of it. Now y'all let me know, because I don't really know a real easy way of doing it. If y'all want to, y'all let me know if y'all want to do it an easier way. Because I just found that, this way isn't hard, but it may be hard for someone that isn't, you know what I'm saying, don't pick up fast or whatever. But you can sit up there and listen to someone lecture you all day or whatever, tell you how to do this, that, third, whatever, pretty much do it for you, give it to you. And then a lot of people don't retain it. It'll show when they get to the next professor or instructor or what have you, and they say, no, you got to get it. And it's not that hard, it's just observation. That way you'll be able to do it the next time, the next case you want to observe, right? You know what I'm saying? You'll be able to take like certain skills with you to figure it out. That's just that's just the way I used to learn, and I still learn by doing that, by using all of it. The observation, to get my hands in it, and to sit up there listening. I use those techniques plus a couple more just to make sure that they get it. Everyone gets it. And if I didn't think that y'all could handle it, I wouldn't even be bothered with it. But it's more than, did they prove this? Did they prove that? That's just a very small part of it. I can sit up here and give you 5 pieces of evidence, and you're gonna say they proved. She proved it. No, because that was the case. You won't need a defense. That's just okay. Here go these 5 pieces of evidence. She guilty. That's not what we do. Hey, Tavia, y'all, to save y'all. Yeah, that's not what we do. Because you're gonna be misled by that. You're gonna be looking crazy. Have you ever noticed this? Now check this out. If that was the case, you've seen people that have been charged with 10, have had 10 charges or counts, right? And been found guilty on just 5. And in your mind, you think about it, well, the prosecution or grand jury won't indict or charge if they didn't think the evidence was sufficient. But yet, the jury only got them on 5, and they got released. They got found not guilty, adjudicated not guilty on the other 5. Why is that? If the evidence was so strong enough to secure an indictment, or for a prosecutor to decide to charge. So I'm not making this up. I'm telling you, I'm not making this up. So, but that would also be fun, right? Not, I like, you could, beat yourself in the head, beat somebody down with the same old blah blah blah, boom 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 shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? And you just be, tired and done with the bullshit. It's boring to me, just to, and I like getting everything from all these different sources or whatever. I ain't got to like your ass. I never have to see your ass or whatever, but I want to listen to, what you're offering, right? Because that's just gonna be a piece, a small piece in this um, this puzzle, right? And this thing of understanding. And if you got these different resources, hell, why not use them? I don't give a damn who you support, as long as giving it, giving it straight up. But yeah, so again, we're gonna use the jury instruction. We're gonna use that R. Kelly exercise number 2. We're gonna use the jury questionnaire. It's voir dire if you're looking in the pacer if you want to get it yourself. And what we're going to do is we're going to utilize the transcripts just to see if we can get some more information out of it and confirm which way we're leaning. You know what I'm saying? Try to see. Then once we get a clear picture of the defense's strategy and we know what the prosecution case is because it's laid out all over the place, then we'll better get the idea of what charges have they proved? What is more likely going to be the charges he gets acquitted on or found guilty? You know? So anyway, let me go ahead and drop this funky ass link real quick. I didn't mean to do all that talking, because I know other people got some shit to say tonight. Let's see. Drop this funky ass link and let's see what happens. Let's pray for the best, but expect the worst. Somebody better tell us where them visual depictions are. Where are they? Now that I want somebody to make easy. Can somebody please tell us where the hell is the visual depictions? Anything. Shit. I need them all. We need them all. So I dropped those and let me see if I can get some more questions up in here. Let me speak to some people that I may have missed. Let me see. All right, what it do, the Diva Time? What it do? Hey, Chanel Lewis. Hey, Mocha Duchess. I got Karen. Hey, Libby J. Hey, Lil Red. Hey, I am Queen. Hey, Chi-Town OG. Hey, Danny. Yeah, me too. Makes me wonder what evidence the feds have to get an indictment on that allegation. Right. See, because people think that they got to have a treasure trove of evidence and this. No. Majority of cases are circumstantial, which is just a suggestion that a crime happened, just a suggestion that evidence, existed. You know what I'm saying? So, don't mean they have it. Hey, Cotton Candy. Yeah, Angie with the 6E. How are you? Hello, chat. Y'all see grown people acting up at the court. Yes, honey. Yes. That's just crazy. I could not believe that shit ended up in that damn and what the judge talking about it. The people talking. Come on now. Hey, black girl beauty. Yeah, yeah. So stuff be taking my ass out, y'all. I got to get better on that. I need to remember to pre-read this shit. That would help. You know what I'm saying? I probably would have the shit solved by the time I go live. But I like to solve it with y'all. Because y'all be having other pieces of the goddamn information, evidence, hell. Hey, Michaela, Danny. What it do, Danny? Who else is up in here? I got cotton candy. Let me see. Who else? Tavia the Savior, how you doing? Y'all always so active. I don't care if it be like 2 people in here or 20. Y'all asses always so active in the chat. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Well, I didn't see nobody clicking the link, so I am going to get on up out of here. And with that being said, shout out to Club Blue. What it do, what it do. Thanks to the host, the hostess, and everybody else, including the guests. Till the next time, peace out. Get out of here and go listen to somebody else. Bye, y'all.